Good evening, everyone. This is Stevie J from AngryMarks.com with your WWE Battleground 2014 results and thoughts. Post-show, if you will, because it's over right now for Eastern and Central Time. It is replaying on the WWE Network for the West Coast immediately following what they called a post-show of their own, which was really just 5 minutes of backstage interviews with the Usos and John Cena to fill some time before the next replay began, hosted by Renee Young. So, that killed the time necessary for them to air the replay, and now let's not kill any more time and tell you what happened in the main event. John Cena retained. He beat Kane, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns. And in the end, it was the over-aggressiveness of his opponents that cost them, because they couldn't work together to give any one man an advantage. They were all trying to screw each other out of getting the pinfall, and you know how that turns out, especially when the champ is here. So he gives the attitude adjustment to Randy Orton onto Kane, covers Kane, and gets the pin. Cena is still the champion for now. So whatever plan B and plan C are, we haven't seen them yet and probably won't see them until Raw tomorrow night. As for the Intercontinental Battle Royal, we got a bit of a surprise there. Cesaro got eliminated by none other than Heath Slater. Did not see that one coming. Don't think the odds makers saw that one coming. But at least he didn't get eliminated by Kofi Kingston. He eliminated Kofi Kingston and then got sucker-tossed out by Heath Slater. So he tried to win it and rightfully should have won it. It came down to Sheamus and Ziggler. Ziggler and Sheamus went toe-to-toe. Sheamus wound up on the apron. Ziggler drop-kicked him to eliminate him and laid across the ropes exhausted, thinking it was over. The Miz came in from behind and tossed him. So whether you like it or not, the Hollywood fashion plate, the moneymaker, The Miz, is a 3-time Intercontinental Champion. Also, slightly unexpected, but a very fun match to watch. We got Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt, and Jericho prevails in this one, which either means this feud is already over, or it means Jericho is going on tour with Fozzy again, and this is already the end of his run, or it means it's just the beginning of the program, and Bray Wyatt will get his heat back on Raw. But it was a clean finish. Jericho hit him with the codebreaker, pinned him 1, 2, 3. No interference, no help, no shenanigans from the Wyatt family. Just a straight up pin. And quite frankly, I like that. Again, unexpected, but nice to see Jericho going over clean. It's not something that, as a wrestling fan, I'm ever going to complain about. So we had the patriotic battle, the U.S. versus Russia, Jack Swagger with Zeb Colter in his corner, Rusev with Lana in his corner, and I wouldn't call this an end to the feud or a decisive finish. Swagger was actually getting the better of him at several points in this match and was very popular in Florida tonight. Lots of We the People chants. This may be as over as Jack Swagger has ever been. It may be the opponent, it may be the feud, but Jack Swagger is pretty hot right now. Unfortunately, this ending was not so hot. They did Rusev sending Swagger into the ring post and knocking him cold. Rusev gets back in, Swagger does not, so Rusev wins via countout. The good news maybe is that the feud will continue, because that's not going to settle anything between these two. The bad news is I get this sinking feeling that Swagger is still going to lose in the end. So he lost here tonight, but he lost in a cheap way, which still gives him a little heat, at least for now. We had Paige versus AJ Lee. Paige went for the PTO. AJ countered it into a roll-up. Paige reversed it for a 1 count. Then AJ flew across the ring with a shining wizard, and AJ Lee was able to retain her title. Too quick to really be a great match, but not a bad match. That would be the pre-show. We'll get there eventually. But first I have to tell you that Dean Ambrose got thrown out by the Authority for jumping Seth Rollins backstage during an interview with Tom Phillips. This was not the end of it, though. Even though he was technically thrown out, Ambrose kept showing up all night long. He showed up again when Seth Rollins came to accept the win by forfeit. He showed up again when Seth Rollins was trying to leave and told security he didn't need any help. Ambrose was just all over him all night long. The opening match could possibly be the best tag team match that WWE has had in 2014. A 3 falls match with the Usos, the tag team champions, going against the Wyatt families, Luke Harper and Erick Rowan, and it needed all 3 falls. The Wyatts won the first, the Usos won the second, and then they kicked out of every single thing possible in the 3rd fall. A diving splash, frog splash, that didn't get the 3 count. Erick Rowan got a double suplex on both Usos, but that didn't get the 3 count. Super kicks aplenty, not the 3 count. It finally took a double super kick to Luke Harper, a double super kick to Erick Rowan, and a double splash to Luke Harper after that to finally get the pinfall. This was a very fun tag team match. Probably, I'm hard pressed to think of anyone in WWE this year that was better. On the independent scene, there have been some damn good tag matches, but I can't think of one better in WWE this year than this 2 out of 3 falls match. Now don't go out of your way to watch Cameron and Naomi on the pre-show. The whole idea here was to get heat on Cameron by having her get a roll-up on Naomi by holding the tights, but she didn't even do that right. It was a sloppy roll-up. How do you botch a roll-up where you hold the tights? But she couldn't even execute that cleanly. Nobody needs to see this. If you want some comedy, you can watch Fandango and Adam Rose, but this lasted all of about 30 seconds. It basically was a setup for Layla and Summer to come out with the Exotic Express, Fandango to throw a fit about it, and then Layla and Summer both slapped him. He goes back in the ring, gets hit with a spine buster, gets hit with a clothesline, gets hit with the party foul. Adam Rose picks up the win. So that's WWE Battleground 2014. Thanks for checking out the results and my thoughts on the show. I'm Stevie J.